G'day mate and welcome back to Captain Industry with me, Jenny. In our last episode we planned out this lovely copper area which should take care of all our copper problems, and of course I said I'd plan it out. I said I might even build it. I didn't bother building it, but what I do want to do is I do want to finish building it today, and I want to hook up all the belts and hopefully have a nice smooth transition where nothing goes wrong, because of course if our copper supply dies, that means our electronic supply dies. Now at the moment we don't have any backup. That also means that maintenance dies as well, which could be very, very bad for the island. So what I want to do is I want to ask, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like. Oh, the video, I've been told that the more likes I get to borrow, the more likes I get to keep, the higher chance we have of this being a successful transition and nothing at all going wrong. Today, first thing I need to do is I need to have the truck start building. We're going to leave them to build things because I do not have nearly enough uni. We can get all that enabled, plus all that enabled. Add into that. Okay, so my basics I have here is I have all the smelters. I've hooked in the pipes. At least then I get color coding for the pipes, so I can make sure the pipes are running. I've hooked the slag belt up, which then comes and joins our slag belts we have over here, which might be a problem, as you can tell, because well, one belt is very, very full, and the other belt is not nearly full enough. We have a balancer in here, don't we? Yes, you are prioritizing that belt, which happens to be the belt I'm hijacking. Can I prioritize the other belt so that maybe copper then can have its own belt? All right. I need to obviously take my copper ore and start plugging that in. And what I'm going to be doing is, for the moment, grabbing a brand new belt off this balancer and come under here, around here, and well, head over the top of everything I possibly can and bringing that to here. Now, eventually, as you can see, I've put in a train station. Eventually, this will have its own dedicated train station. Can I go to... Okay, I need height 5 here. I need height 5 over to here, so at least then trucks can get through. Then we're going to bring this down to height 2. Yeah, 2 sits on the other belts. And I want to dump this, well, into here would be perfect. Yep, into this bucket. Okay, I need to have that belt done. I need to have this bucket done. I need to have this done. I need to have this done, and I probably need to have these two going as well, even though I don't actually bring enough copper ore, which could be a whole entire separate issue. I did have the train station done eventually, but we can at least have the truck start building the train station itself. I don't need those belts there, so I'm not going to bother with them because I don't really pay maintenance on them. And probably the hardest part is I need to get resources out. So I have 2 belts here, well, 3 belts here. One belt is electronics. The other belt is also electronics, and the third belt, being this one over here, comes out, and that is just pure copper. And I need to make sure they're both plugged in. I also need to, no, I've already done it. I've already brought rubber in. So in theory, all we need to do is take our belt of electronics that we already have. Actually, can I take the top one? No, let's take this one. This one's electronics. Okay. Far left, well, the left 2 are electronics, and the right one is copper. And honestly, I just need to find an electronics belt and shove this in somewhere. So I'm going to let the Pathfinder do what it does and hopefully find me a path from A to B. Come on, Pathfinder. Okay, do I have a gap in here? I have a gap at height 2. Can I go to height 2, height 3? Well, neither of them. Okay, can I get through to... I'll take that as a win. Okay. Can I come up to height 5? Can we get to... Yep, that's valid. Valid. Come on, be valid. Okay, be valid to there. And then can I get to here somewhere? And then can I find that belt there? Okay. That. Okay, if I can get that part done, which I'm definitely going to spend uni on, then in theory, all I need to do is actually absolutely nothing. That's our feed-in belt. So if I can get copper... Well, if I can get electronics coming to here, I can disconnect this belt, because electronics don't... Oh, actually they do. They go there as well. Well, in theory, I can reverse the belts, hopefully. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is my copper belt. I also need to get copper across there as well. So we're going to grab the other belt and try and feed that through. That was... Oh, that was not that. What was research was that? That was... More maintenance output. I'll take free maintenance if I can. Can I get that? We're back onto rocket cargo capacity. That's the one. Can I bring this to here? And this needs to go to... Actually, there would be perfect. Can I go to... Okay, height number 3. Can I feed... Well, copper actually comes out and goes to the right. So actually, if we can get to here, then in theory, this could replace the belt that I already have going to the now left. In theory. Okay, so I need to get that built and that built. Obviously, I also need to kill this build, and I need to also bring over the recyclables. I need you to be a priority that way instead, so we no longer send any more resources in here. I still have this belt, which does feed from the second copper mine, which I should really put on trains, but the belt is already been run. So, yeah, we're going to leave the belt running, and I'm going to hijack that, and can I delete that one as well? Okay, so I'm going to bring the belt out from here, which now means we're not sending nearly enough copper into that copper bucket anymore. Can I get a U-shaped lift? Can I bring that up to probably that height? Can we go from here, follow the belt that I just laid, probably going to want to go beside it. Oh, no, actually probably want to go underneath it, because that's very close to that bridge, and I don't really want to block vehicles using that bridge. Can I go to here? Can I get to here somewhere? I really don't mind where. And then can we run beside this one? I want to try and line the pillars up. Actually, you can already tell. I need to have 5 tiles for a big vehicle to get through. Can I find a... you? Show me your navigation. Yeah, you cannot get through here. So what I'm going to do is remove that pillar, and then you can definitely get through here. I'm going to have this one come to here, and then at least, as long as I have at least 5 tiles between one pillar and the next, they can get through. So we're going to make you 1 tile shorter, and that'll put the pillar over 1 tile. And then can I bring this through to here? And then, you know what? I should probably be able to get this plug in that side instead. Okay. Can I get that one built as well? That one I'm happy to spend uni on. And then I need to come to the other end of it and spend uni on this end as well. You have a delivery turned on. We're going to actually turn that off now. I don't want to have vehicles bringing copper over here anymore. Can I also remove that little piece there? So now we're no longer putting new copper ore in here. That means I have what I have in the way of recyclables, which still need to come across, and well, I also need to have copper ore coming across to here. Okay, can I turn on 2 of these? And this is where things are going to start getting dangerous, and this is why I need to upgrade another building, because we need to have potentially 700 workers to run all of this. Obviously, I don't have 700 workers, at least not available to run all of this. So this is going to be a little bit of a nightmare to do the conversion. But as soon as these guys start outputting, they're going to dump into this splitter. This splitter, I have sort of hijacked the principle that in captive industry, certain things have infinite throughput. Well, a higher throughput than what the belts do is probably more accurate. U-shaped lifts have a higher throughput than what the belts do. Also, connectors do. So in this particular case, I have well, these 4 crushers, which would output a total of 200, 400, 600, 800 onto 2 450 belts, which have a total capacity of 900. But then when I shove them through a connector, all 800 goes through the connector at the same time. Also, all 800 goes through the U-shaped lift at the same time, which then feed into here. Obviously, as you see, I have priorities in from the other side, which is going to be from our recyclable material. Is that belt going the wrong way? Yeah, that belt's definitely going the wrong way, because that's recyclables in as well. That's recyclables in as well. Cool. Now I'm happier. All right. So we have copper ore going in, and I can either start this at the left or the right. I think we're going to start this at the right-hand side, and I want to have 4 of these running. If I have 4 of those running, it means I need to have 8 of these running. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, and everything from there to there. And yeah, minus 21 workers. I thought so. So, well, hopefully people move in fairly quickly. You don't have sand. Okay, sand I haven't plugged in either, so I need to find sand, which is, I don't know which belt. No, sand is plugged in. You have sand, you have carbon, you don't have water. How do you not have water? Oh, really? All my pipes are backward. Cool. That's why you don't have water. Okay, if I get water in, then we should be good to go. I'll make sure to do all of them at the same time, just so I don't find this mistake again in the future. and you, and you. Okay, so they're all in. You're now producing copper. You have, well, these guys run it as is. These guys already have acid. So as soon as that happens, we should start getting copper in this box. Copper in this box means you guys should start outputting copper. At the same time, we're going to be sending copper off to, well, the main copper line, which that belt's not fully connected yet, but it's a start. And I really want to get 2 more of these guys running. Okay, can I get these 2 also up and running? And then can I get 66 workers? Okay, can I get that lot turned on? 10 workers, and I have no free housing. Okay, if I pause one of that, that's 6 workers. That's not going to make an ounce of difference for me. And we are rolling. Yeah, they are rolling. Okay, so we just need to have some copper start heading through, which is going to happen any second. Also means I want to start decommissioning this. So as we can see, this box is slowly emptying, but also I need to work out my recyclables. So at the moment, my recyclables, when it comes to copper scrap, come through this belt. This belt, as you can see, is still mixed. There's a second belt buried in there somewhere as well. And then we're filtering off both copper scrap and copper ore crushed. I need to move that from there further along. And as you can see, at the same time, I combine the iron scrap together. What I really want to do long term is leave this here and change this to be iron scrap, because all these smelters are going to be changed out to be iron in the not too distant future, which means I sort of need to remove the filter for now and then replace it in a little bit. I also need to plug this in somewhere over here. So can I come back? Can I vertically? No. I keep playing Factorio. I keep losing which rotate flip is different rotate flips in the different games. Okay, so I want to move this to about here somewhere. Here is where we filter off just iron to make sure that these guys run scrap. Oh, that needs to filter, and that doesn't filter, which means those smelters are currently dead. Yeah, oversight. Okay, so I also need a filter to fix that. Okay, can I change this to filter out scrap of the iron type? Can I remove this? Can I have that one be emptied? And actually, no, can I just remove that and remove that? Okay, can I bring this back to say here? Can I put this in place? You are going to pass items down there. You're going to filter out just the iron scrap, but I don't want just the iron scrap. I want the iron scrap, but I also need to have a bypass. Can I have a U-shaped lift? Can you be at ground level? Can I have you go up to that height? At ground level, please. Okay. So I need to have iron scrap. Iron scrap's going to come out here and then go into this box. At the same time, I need to have a bypass to go back to there because the first build won't take everything. At the same time, can I get this one? This one's going to be filtering out our copper. Unfortunately, I'm going to need 2 belts through here, which we're going to have to do in a little bit. But can I get that done, and that done? All right. So that at least resumes the iron and fixes this little problem. Same time, I need to take this and I need to plug it into one of these 4 belts. So as you can see, I have 4 belts here ready to go for recyclables. I actually have a spare belt in here because yes, I needed to, well, I didn't need to use 2 bridges, but I chose to put in a new bridge and also use part of the previous bridge that was already there. Can I bring you... Where's that pipe? That pipe goes from there to there. You know what? I'd like to go over these buckets, but I can't. I can go over 1 bucket, but not 2 buckets. Okay, can we just bring this out to here? Can I come to here? Can I then go to... can I go as close as possible and then aim that way? Can I grab a U-shaped lift? And yes, flip. And can I put... Nope. Can I put that there? Okay, so that should be my copper recyclables after I remove this filter. Once I remove this filter, that's going to let the copper through. It also means that, as you can see, I have a small problem, and this is why I said when it came to recyclables, I need to allow extra belt capacity, because occasionally they back up when there's a small capacity problem. Okay, you are now done. All right, so with you now being done, oh, that's copper ore in. Okay, that's copper ore in. Yes. Okay, I was just looking at that for a second going, what the hell? Okay, you can go away, you can go away, you can go away, you can go away, and all of that can go away. Same time, this can go away, and this belt can go away. Okay, can I get this actually physically removed with Uni so we can have a little bit of better chance of seeing what the hell's going on? You guys have full output, which is definitely a good sign. Okay, it's definitely not a good sign because that's not flowing. I unpaused the wrong ones. Cool. Can I repause those and unpause those? Okay, that'll put the electronics out on the other belt, which is very good because that belt's very, very dead currently. Also means that these guys are going to start dying due to lack of material, and also means that hopefully I can get in here and start removing some bits and pieces. Can you go away? All right, sand. I have a problem with this sand bucket. The sand bucket is very, very close to these lines, which means I don't have a lot of room to get things past. What I actually want to do is move the sand bucket over slightly, which now we can do with Unity by moving a building, which does make life so much easier. And that means this input needs to move over a tile. Thank you very much. And that goes away. And then everything should be fine for the outputs. As for the inputs, can I move you to here? Can I have that removed? Can I put you in here? Can I have you go into there? Can I have you go into there? Can I have that removed as well? And then we can have the trucks pick up these ones for me. Can I get this rebuilt and that removed and plug that in there? And we should now be good to go. And I don't really need the balancer, but I guess I rebuilt the balancer, so it's probably fine. Okay. All right, so that gives me just an extra tile through here, which is great because I need to have this iron belt not merged with the other iron belt. Can I have that removed? And can I bring this to here? Can I come to here, then here? Can I have another copper scrap, which I want to probably have one tile lower because I need it to do... I need to go there. I need to join after that. I'm still joining the iron together. Okay. Can I have this cut back a few tiles? And can we go from there to there? And then can I take this belt, which will eventually start having copper scrap be on it? Can I run this at height number 3 underneath? Height number 3, and in that case, can I remove that bit? Can I remove, and have you plug into here? Can I get this one, which is now at height 4? Yep, to come over the top, and you can come to this tile, and then can I get you a U-shaped lift? In there. Cool. All right, can I get that part built as well? And that part. And all of that part. Okay, with that done, you're obviously jammed because you're trying to get rid of iron and other things. Also, I'm going to remove your filters. So as soon as they've been removed, that means this one's no longer going to be setting scrap in here. As you can see, this is just about dead of resources, which is really what we're aiming for. Also, these guys are dead of resources. Can I enable you because you're at the end of the belt, you because you're at the end of the belt, and turn off you, and you. Yep. Can I flip that? Can I flip that? Because I really don't want the bots to pick out all the bots, the trucks to pick up things if they don't need to. Can I disable you as well? Can I flip that? And can I flip that? And can I flip that? And can I flip that? Okay. All right. So that should bleed out what copper we have here. Also, as soon as this box is empty, as soon as I get rid of all the recyclables heading that way, we should be able to disable that as well. And the other filter is in here somewhere. So can I get rid of this belt sticking out still? And now we need to play where the hell did I put the filter in all this mess? Okay, that's the feed-in belt, which means that's the filter. Okay, we're going to be deleting that and deleting that. That should pass all the iron and all the copper straight through, which come out, go up to here, and that means you should now have copper scrap on you. You are filtering out copper scrap, which is great. You would be filtering if any truck got around to building the damn thing. And we now have copper scrap going this way as well. Okay. With that done, that means this is no longer going to have copper scrap. It is going to have bits and pieces inside the smelters. And obviously it's still processing some things. But what I want to do is I want to remove the recipes. If I remove the recipes and hit the pause button, these arc furnaces are ready to be reformatted to do a different recipe. Also means that as for all of this, I should be able to start deleting these things, which is going to free up workforce, which is one of the other things we need. So if these can be changed across to iron smelting rather than copper smelting, they don't need to have any of these on here, because of course if we're doing steel, we need to process the molten iron into molten steel first. Can I get rid of you? And okay, my acid pipe, I have not taken anything off the end of the acid, so I don't need to have any of this infrastructure either. All of that can go away, all of that can go away, and all of that can go away. Also means that pipe can go away, this can go away, and all of this can go away, as can all of this. Unfortunately, I don't have any copper here, which is definitely worrying. It means I definitely boo-booed something. Are you... Oh, it's not running because it doesn't have... it's not actually plugged into anything. Okay, so can I remove this belt and this belt? And I want both those to disappear with Uni right now. And then can I plug this into there? As soon as we do that, that should bring copper plate now across onto the belt that did have copper plate previously from the new smelter block. Also means that that box can go away. You have resources. Can I flip you so you're empty? And can we also delete all of... No, rubber. Yeah, that rubber is being used. Can I cancel that? That, I believe, is just going to here so we can get vehicle upgrades, which is handy. Whether we would delete that belt in the future, I don't know. Can I cancel that? And can I cancel that? Okay, so I want to delete these guys. I want to delete these guys. I want to delete all of these guys. We're going to leave the rubber belt in place. Also means my electronics, which are now coming in over here. I need to flip this belt so it starts heading in the opposite direction. And then I need to delete the box. Yep, can I delete the box? Can I run that belt straight through to there? Okay, if I get that done, that should now bring my brand new belt of electronics down to here and send this in both different directions. Now, we did have one belt of electronics previously, and it wasn't quite enough. So hopefully, with these changes, I can increase that to more than one belt. Okay, can I have those go away, please? And can I just put a flat connector here and here? And then if we flippy, okay, it won't remove the connectors until these guys go away. Can I have all those go away? Cool. Free belt. And can I get that done and that done? All right, so that should have tidied up all that mess. Trucks still have a few items I need to remove, and I'm back to 300 free workers, which is great because I definitely need to have more electronics. So we're going to resume a couple of these guys as well. This box, hang on, what's your problem? Output is full. Well, that's definitely a design feature. Not quite that design feature, but definitely a design feature. Can I remove this, this, and this? Okay, can I have the belt come from here through to here, plus this, and then you need to be upgraded to at least a blue belt. So can I get that done and that done? And I also want to upgrade you to the next tier. You can get an alert if you have less than 75%, which would be nice. Doomtone is our little guy over here that is still harvesting wood from the far corner of the map. And edit, can you now do that section? And then we're going to be pretty much done with wild wood on the map. Okay, can we go back to copper? Box has not enough copper. Okay, so with that done, we're now producing, well, we had 13 smelters previously. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Obviously, I need to enable a few more. So can we go 12, 13, plus all their correspondings? And then can I also get, well, that lot enabled, or at least ahead of where we were, ahead of the curve previously? And can I get that enabled? All right. Because we're feeding into a box, then feeding out from a box, I don't have any real output priorities when it comes to copper getting out of the box. Also, trucks are trying to put copper in. Yes. Which they definitely can't get to. We're just going to tell them they can't. Yep, that's our solution. Okay, I need to take my second electronics belt. And realistically, we have electronics going this way. This goes off towards our manufacturing. So things like our household appliances, also construction parts too, and also science. And then the other half heads over this way and goes into our electronics 2, which goes electronics 2 heading to electronics 3. So realistically, I want to grab the second belt and I want to bring it in anywhere to the left of this or anywhere to the right of the other one. So can we grab this? Again, I'm just going to let the belt pathfinder do what it needs to do to get us from A to B. I would like to tidy this stuff up in the future, and I have a feeling that when we redo steel, I might look at doing that. But for right now, I just need things to connect, and making it tidy is something I can definitely do afterwards. Or we're going to end up rebuilding things because they don't have enough capacity, at which point that would also solve the problem. You can't access iron anymore, trucks, so you don't matter if I block you, and I just want to go to the right, right of that. So actually, if I plug that in, that's unfortunate. You know what? Hello? Okay, can I do that? That works for me. Okay, if I plug that into there, that means now I potentially have a second full belt's worth. Can I pause that? I don't need to destroy it. I could destroy it, but I don't need to. One problem I don't have currently is I don't buffer electronics. So where direct feed of electronics is all the electronics I have, I really would like to have a buffer box somewhere. I do need to make sure trucks have access to electronics, which you can always put a temporary box down here. But that's, again, a future Jetty problem. You are jammed. Why are you jammed? Because one little belt didn't get built. Okay, with that now built, that should move our recyclables that way. These have all been disconnected, and they're ready for doing steel in the future, which is going to be a separate issue for a separate episode. And this is all rubber for that. Okay, can I then... That's a very long belt for just moving rubber across the map. Okay, can I at least downgrade that? Because currently we're spending a lot of power and not a lot of maintenance, but a little bit of maintenance to get that running. If I do that, our power should drop from 110 kilowatts to hopefully a whole lot less, and our maintenance from potentially 3.5 to 2 would be nice. 81 kilowatts and 2.6. Okay, probably wasn't worth it. All right, so with that done, we are still getting an alert about being low on copper, but I do have, 4 crushers worth, which as you can see are not running currently because we are prioritizing in the recyclables, and currently things are running on basically solid recyclables. Your output is full. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, backward belts will do it every time. I did mention when I built the thing, and I flipped all the other ones. I just forgot those 3. Okay, so if I flip those, that should get that up and running as well, which means hopefully we stop processing. Yes, we have some crushed copper going in along with mostly recyclables still at this point, and 420, 400. Okay, so it's still counting down. Can we get another smelter up and running? Yeah, eventually we're going to get to an equilibrium where I'm producing enough copper so the box actually starts counting up rather than down. That's the real aim. But it also means, in theory, if I fix my electronics 1 problem, I've also inherently fixed my electronics 2 problem. So we should be able to see these guys are going to be running flat out. They have all their materials. You can't output. At least couldn't for a second. Yeah. So you're doing 24. So that's 50. That's 24, 50, 100. And that is a Mark II belt. There's always one. There's always one. Can I upgrade you? There we go. All right, that should solve that problem as well. That should get a little bit more electronics 2 out. I'm going to up the ante, and we're going to do that belt as well. I'm also going to upgrade that machine, and I'm going to upgrade that machine, and they're all Mark II belts under there. I'm also going to get you now enabled and upgrade as well, so we get a few more electronics 2 out with the extra machines running. Also means I don't need that anymore. Also means we've freed up more area around here. Can I either downgrade this belt or upgrade that belt? I think I'm going to downgrade this belt. I don't think I need the extra capacity from a Mark III belt to run copper for this and copper for our electronics. So we should be fine there, but that is what I would call a fairly smooth transition. And as you can see, leaves me a heap of free room for when we finally decide to expand out steel again. All right, so with that running, you are still saying you're empty, which means I guess I'm enabling another smelter. Also, we should really check the slag line. Slag is running here without a problem. It's coming down here, and one belt's very full, one belt's very empty. That's not too bad. I like those odds. So that seems to be running fine. And yeah, everything seems to be running. Okay, electronics is fine. Copper's still bad, obviously. I didn't boo-boo these belts, so they're outputting. And it also means that I can turn our household appliances back on. Okay, if I can turn household appliances back on, it means that I can get a little bit more out of our research, because this is going to be 2 points worth of uni. My uni is not good. I admit it's not good. It hasn't been very good for a long time, but I am going to start getting at least 2.6 from the household appliances. Plus, we go from a 75% boost to 100% boost across the whole board for being able to actually have household appliances as well. So it should bring my uni up overall. Low pressure turbine can't output to steam. Okay, that's weird. Also, that's what the other thing I was about to talk about. You guys should be out of fuel. So I have uranium fuel rods, 56 total in stock. And some of them are tied up in reactors. So it is now time to remove that whole reactor block. Remove all of those. Well, it's too late. I decided we're going to remove those ones. Can I also remove... So you're still running. We're going to enable you for truck import. You just got turned back on, which is probably unfortunate because I probably didn't want you turned on. Can I go to you? I can disable the recipe. But I can't move the resources out, even if it is disabled. Okay, that's unfortunate because you're going to have 15 rods and the other one has 40 rods. They need to be moved across to these guys and shoved in here so we can, or actually shoved in there would work just as well. Can I turn off? Okay, can I set, let's set you to no deliveries. Can we find fuel in, which goes through a bunch of lifts, which means reversing it. No, I can reverse that. Okay, can I reverse that? Can I reverse that? Can I reverse that? That should send the fuel rods back through this balancer after I reverse you as well, and that should send them into this reactor. I prefer to be running this reactor rather than the other reactor, and then that means we can start looking at demolishing this reactor basically right about now. How have the trucks done with this? They have barely touched it. Surprise, surprise. They're going to have so many resources they need to put somewhere. It should vastly refill our construction parts 4 and also an awful lot of construction parts 3. A lot of it's going to end up in the shipyard, which we'll have to pull back out. Impure copper we are going to be deleting because I don't want to look at it. And yeah, the basic spaceship parts can go away. That's uranium ore powder. We need to find somewhere to put that. Yeah, we have a few things we need to find places to put them. Okay. I do want to come out here and I do want to grab another bunch of solar panels and throw them down because we are maxed out currently. Oh, well, I'm starting to stockpile solar panels again. Can I put that in there? It's only helping a little bit when it comes to our power. We're still definitely a nuclear nation, but we're getting there by bit by bit. Okay. So with this slowly being decommissioned, as for these guys, my best bet is to empty them with uni because I don't actually have anywhere we can dump the water. 36 uni. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem. I guess I could run... Okay, can we get a waste management? Can I get a liquid dump? Can I put a liquid dump here? Can I have you do clean water? Yep. And then can I get a pipe? Can I go with fluid? A tier 1 pipe because the dump doesn't move any more than 60. Can I have that plugged in? We're going to height 5. Bring this over to here and drop that in place, and voila. Yeah, that'll slowly empty over time. Okay, as for these guys, you are still burning out fuel. You're also burning out fuel, but I don't actually need you to finish burning the fuel I can just delete you. We have 62 fuel rods, which are going to be 40, 30. That's 72. This is 62. Okay, I'm not sure where the other ones are. You have 15. Okay, can I have you disappear with the power of Uni? Can I also have you disappear with belief as well? That hopefully puts the fuel rods in there. It does. They're on the belt marching. This belt's now done, so we can start decommissioning this. Can I remove that? Can I remove that? Can I remove that? And can I remove that? Have to remember, as I said, we did increase the population a little bit, but my max for the Great Waste Leader is 640 poop per minute, and we're getting a little bit close to that. Oh, also rubber. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on rubber. As we build and deconstruct belts, obviously that changes our rubber usage, but also we're now producing an awful lot more electronics than we were before, which is consuming an awful lot more rubber than it was before. So electronics 1 is counting up. Electronics 2 says stable, but obviously that's definitely an upward climb. Yep, we're producing a lot more than we're consuming. Electronics 3 are fine, and I'd actually like to stress the system if I could by actually it's over here. Can I come over here? Can you have 48 servers? We can put them in the racks even if the building's paused, because, well, we definitely can. As long as the buildings are built, we can definitely fill up all the servers. And I don't need servers terribly quickly. We're not using them for any contracts or anything. So I'm literally stockpiling them to eventually put them inside these servers to make sure we have more, well, petaflops currently. We're well past teraflops. And I still have 1,000 left. So can I fill this one as well? And there we go. All right, so server rack's now full. Obviously, we have an error message about servers. Also means you're going to start using more electronics 3, but it also means when I start needing more petaflops, it's just a matter of unpausing buildings, which is definitely something I'm a fan of. Okay, you empty? Oh, you're empty. Cool. That's another box done. You're also empty, so we've got rid of all the fission products that were in here. You can now go away. And you also, speaking of fission products, where are we? Over here. No, you're still full, and you're getting full, and you're perfectly fine so far. You should never ever hit full again, because we're getting a 50-50 split, so 50% is going into here, 50% is passing on and going up to this one, which means you should maintain a mostly full aspect. Okay, you guys worked it out, I hope. What are you saying you can't get to? Oh, you can't get to the leaves. Okay. Can I have you? Can we remove all the grass objects you're trying to dig? That'd be great. And I just noticed this. Can I have that go to there? And also that go to there, so trucks can still drive through this area. The more throughput I can give the trucks, the better. And oh, you're trying to dig out here. Okay, can I remove that one? Okay, so we've gone and picked up all the leaves we had in the area. Yeah, we're going through coal a little bit faster than what I would have liked. I did find -6 seems to be the bottom, so we're just going to be scraping through this bit by bit until it starts, well, the coal starts raising towards the surface, at which point we'll start having the diggy boys start digging up. Tree planter is stuck. Congratulations, you planted yourself in, literally. And I should also mention we are still upgrading vehicles. We are doing the titanium. So titanium's getting done right now, and then I need to find the next one after that to do. Okay, so with copper now done, reactors. Okay, so you, I'd like to decommission. You have not enough fuel, which means you are at the point I can decommission you. You have 40 fuel left, plus what we have in here. At the end of the day, you can only burn up to the last 15 uranium fuel rods. Anything past that last 15, you can see this guy's stuck. They can't burn them because you just don't have enough uranium fuel to safely maintain the reactor running. See Chernobyl for a great example of how to not safely keep the reactor running. Can I remove you? Can I remove you? And you, I'm going to 8.7. You's going up by a rate of 0.10. Wow, that's not nearly as much as I thought it would be. Can I set you to power priority 1, number 1? I'm just going to pull what power's left of the flywheels, which is nothing. And then can I rip out this? Can we rip out this? Can we rip out all of this? Plus, can I rip out all of that? Can I rip out that? Can rip out all of those pipes. Can rip out you, rip out that pipe. Also, I need to leave the seawater connected for the other one for just a moment. But as soon as you have burnt a little bit more fuel, because I might as well turn it into power rather than just disposing of it. Can I set you to power parade number 1? Can I run all of those at max speed? You are running at max speed, and I should go check how fast spring reactors are ready to take over. So you are not running at full speed. You are making hydrogen, you're making hydrogen, and you are making power at full speed. So I need to scale this guy up, turn on the auto regulation. So after we don't need the power, you can slow back down. These guys are running as priority number 1. You're priority 5, you're priority 5. And as you see, I have no inertia in the flywheels. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. And, oh, actually, I have water tanks I'm getting rid of. Can I update 2, update 3? Can I get nuclear blueprint connection? Can I get a fast breeding reactor, another power reactor? And before I do that, can I run these pipes out to this tile? And then can I grab power reactor and can I place that? Looking on the GUI. Yeah. Yep. Lots of collisions, but I realize that. I just want you built. And if I pay for that with Uni, I can then cut. Now that physically exists, I can cut everything and just remove the rest of the blueprint. All right, you are going to accept any water that I need to get rid of. Good news is I have a bunch of water I need to get rid of, which means truck's going to have something to do, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have multiple tanks I need to get rid of. Okay, can I get rid of that as well? All right, so we have 1 reactor left. As soon as you finish burning through what little fuel I have left, we can then remove this reactor, which means I can start looking at expanding out the Great Waste Nader, which will have to happen in a future video. Meantime, 15,000 copper, gold. Gold's our next big concern. As you can see, this bucket is now empty. This bucket is not far behind. And then I have 2 buckets left of gold. When I run out of gold, we're in serious trouble because that means no electronics 3. No electronics 3 means no maintenance 3. No maintenance 3 means bad things as always. We do have enough room on this island right now to put in a gold sorter, but I also need to have the infrastructure, preferably somewhere here for the actual gold processing, also the train tracks, and I also want to start mining this copper as well. This copper and also this quartz on the backside of this little bridge or this little mountain here are going to be our way. Also, I need to get access to obviously this copper in the future as well. Oh, and I should also mention we also have iron, oil, coal, copper, and titanium with a little bit of water on this island as well. So we have plenty of resources to grab, but I need to prioritize on the important ones one by one. After we can get rid of this reactor, we can then also see, can I actually get a train track through here, down here, and into this station? The idea of this station is, which we might even... we might even unpause this and at least have the truck start building this part of it. I don't know if I want that part built, so we're going to leave that as is. Can I have that part built? Can I definitely have that part built? Can I have all of that built and that built as well? This I need to set to, I should have done this earlier, non-stopping, because obviously there's no trains on the other track just yet. The copper station is twice as long as the previous copper station, but I also need to get the train track out here so we can get off the main line and come down here. As you can see, there's not a lot of room between the waste needer and our brine plus salt backup tank. And I missed some more pipes. They can go away. So I need to see whether we get a train through, train track through here, down to here, and then across. If I can get that done, then in theory, this should be a viable station. As you can see, trains are going to come in from the left. They're going to have to come off. We'll have to slow down to 60 around this corner, which is a little bit unfortunate. Have room for a stacker, and then 60 in the station before full speed out. And the idea is hopefully I can do the same with a iron station, let's say here, and well, iron, coal, a number of different stations down here. So we can have, we can avoid this little bottleneck in the future. But all those sorts of things are gonna have to wait for a future video, because at the moment we just have electronics running. We have electronics running very, very well. And we also have, still have a few vehicles to upgrade, but that and so much more will have to wait for a future video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.